What's going on, everybody? My name is Wendyhare, and welcome back to another video of some Airsoft gameplay. Now, in this game that I blah blah blah, I can't speak. I'm gonna go kill myself now. Bye, guys. Just kidding. Now, in this gameplay, I did a small group for combat. I didn't really specifically lone wolf per se, but it was like kind of in between lone wolf and team player. I don't know. Whatever that's called. I don't know what there is. Now, in this footage that you're watching right now, we got a call out that there's enemies in the creek, but it turns out that it was friendlies. It kind of sucked, but I mean, my gun jammed, so I didn't get a chance to even shoot them. But I actually am guilty of getting a friendly fire kill once. Just once, and I have a really good explanation behind that. It was BB Wars. And it was actually the same spot as you're seeing in this video in the creek. But my goggles completely fogged up and I couldn't see, and I knew I heard fire coming from a certain direction. I didn't know if it was friendly or foe, but I was like, I'm pretty sure that that's an enemy. So I took some shots and ended up being a teammate. He was pretty angry, but I was just like, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. But right here that you're seeing, I saw an enemy. I heard him, so I hid as low as I possibly could, and as soon as the enemy came out from outside of the cover, I opened fire. And you know, that's something I think is really important. You don't really want to make your position known and fire at targets that you know you can't hit. You need, like, say they're in the brush, you need to wait till they're in the perfect spot in the brush that you can hit them, like just through a small opening. It works out, like, once you get the hint of it, it works. But I'm currently, like, in the process of completely rebuilding my setup. You know, like a new helmet, new uniform. Because honestly, I've had some pretty bad experiences with Highlander camo. You're not really, because it's a transitional camo, you can't really be on a specific side. It's neither tan nor green. So it's like, well, you're kind of screwed. You know, and there's actually going to be some instances of that happening in BB Wars, because I did record a couple of games of BB Wars. Unfortunately, it's like, was only the first game because my camera broke. By broke, I mean I actually shut it off and didn't turn it back on after I died. It sucked, because literally when it was off, I was getting a lot more kills. Like, I was on an 8 to 9 kill streak, and I'm just kind of tired of it. So I'm planning on upgrading my camera setup as well, upgrading everything, whole 9 yards. New gun, new uniform, new vest, whatever, and basically all my previous gear is going to go to whoever wants to play with me at games. Like backup weapons, things like that. So that's actually one thing I want to talk about, though, is cheap gear. You know, we hear the word cheap, and there's a reason why it's cheap. Like, it's kind of like a toss-up. You know, they sometimes do rebranding. There's a reason why it's cheap. It's usually a lot lower quality for the gear, uncomfortable. There's something wrong with it. And you know, I have a plate carrier that I got from Airsoft Megastore. It was their Airsoft Megastore brand, or Diamond Tactical. And there's like no shoulder pads, so over time it just gets really uncomfortable. So, you know, it's really, when you're buying a setup, I would recommend that you don't look at the cost of the gear, but rather, is the gear going to be comfortable? Not, is the gear going to look cool, but is it going to be comfortable? Because that's really, really, really important to be effective at the game, is, can this setup work for you? Not, will I look cool in this setup or this camo? Think about what you want, not what other people want of you. Because in the end, it doesn't really matter about their opinions. And trust me, I understand this concept because I work in retail. So people of all types come in wearing different things, and they have different tastes. And I don't say, oh, that guy looks, you know, he could look way cooler wearing this. I don't think that. I think, oh, wow, okay, he looks fun. Well, like, so I really think that when it comes to Airsoft, we need to completely forget the concern that, oh, you know, I need to get this gear in order to look awesome. You know, you really don't need an Airsoft helmet unless you're actually going to have attachments to it, because it's heavy, it's hot. Get yourself like a hat or something. Like, you can still look cool wearing a hat. It's cheaper too. Is there anyone in the brush ahead? Even though I know I just talked about cheap gear not being that good, but there's kind of a difference between spending $70 on a fake ballistic helmet and like $10 on a hat. In this game, I really did meet some really cool people. Unfortunately, I never got to know their names, but it's like, it's weird how well people connect just because of a hobby. It's like, oh, well, we all like the same thing here. We automatically have something to connect and talk about. But it's like, I don't know. It's not...
Oh, shit. My fucking bad, dude. All I do is take off safety.
Airsoft is like a way for people to forget their differences and group together. Well, like just disregard that each person is different and just play the game. You know, I talked about in the past about younger kids playing Airsoft, and by no means are they bad. There's really awesome players that are younger kids. I'm taken out by them, for Pete's sake. It's just that, like, even though they're younger, you can still take the opportunity to get to know them and talk with them, because they're cool people. Basically, all the people in Airsoft are really cool, generally. You know, it's people coming to play a hobby they enjoy. People all want to do this one activity. It's fun. They're not there to ruin everyone else's day, or they're competitive in a sense, but it's still a friendly competition. You know, it's like a video game, although you still have the people that scream and complain, as you may have seen from my previous videos of people like breaking their stuff because they aren't leading in the game. But D14 is awesome because they will accommodate to players. If, you know, they're not having a good time, they'll do their best to try and adjust the gameplay in the future, or they'll make accommodations to this person so that way, you know, it mediates their bad experience. But I love Airsoft. I need to talk about more than just Airsoft in these videos, but it's like, I don't know what to talk about. It's like, Airsoft's really all, like, if you guys are coming in from a non-subscriber base, you're watching this video because you're into Airsoft. You're not going to be interested in, oh, I'm going to talk about my life in this Airsoft video, so blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's a little bit different than that. But, you know, not too big of a deal.
A dead rag and magazine are stuck over there. Hit! Hit! So we got one guy, literally one. That's the end of the game.
With that in mind, what I talked about in this video, I talked about, you know, cheap gear, why it's important to not just focus on the price of the gear and be like, oh, you know, this is cheap, so I'll buy it. And it's also important not to focus on the coolness factor of the gear. Get something that you want and you like. If it's cheap gear that you want, then go ahead and get it. I just think it's better to get quality gear rather than focusing on the price. Because you can get quality cheap gear. Absolutely. Lancer Tactical makes some really awesome cheap gear. But, you know, you still have to be careful when it comes to cheap gear. Like, you can still get pretty bad stuff. You know, I made the investment into buying a Serpa holster for this video. You know, I made the investment into buying a Serpa holster finally. And it came in real big handy in this video. And my friend who loaned me his drop leg holster, he lost his pistol a couple of times. So I'm like, bro, you need to get a Serpa holster. Because, man, dude, I'm telling you, those things are great. So with that in mind, get yourself some good gear that's comfortable, disregarding the coolness factor. And then, I mean, I guess I talked about how cool people are in Airsoft, but I do that in every video. So with that in mind, I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.